All right, Brick Maniacs, welcome to a Tuesday special edition of the Brickmania Sit Rep. Today I'm going to talk about the Flakpanzer Gepard. This is going to be a Ukraine benefit. We're going to be dropping it tomorrow at the usual benefit release time. So it is was a German armored anti-aircraft unit. This was a mobile anti-aircraft unit, a SPAG, self-propelled anti-aircraft gun. Used by the Bundeswehr, the German army, ostensibly to counter threats of Russian attack helicopters during the Cold War, Soviet or Warsaw Pact attack helicopters. Of course, that threat evaporated during the 90s, and these were slowly phased out of German the inventory, the Bundeswehr inventory. However, with the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, the need for such vehicles has become blatantly clear, and Germany and other allies of Ukraine or supporters of the defenders of Ukraine are pulling these things out of retirement and sending them to Ukraine to defend against anti-aircraft missiles, or not anti-aircraft missiles, cruise missiles and drones, low-flying drones that really, other than like expensive anti-aircraft missiles, which aren't ideal for defending against these, cheap, slow-moving cruise missiles, low-flying cruise missiles, where something like a mobile anti-aircraft gun is ideal for taking care of these threats. But I just want to talk about this model for a second. There's a lot going on here. This is, it's based on a Leopard hull, Leopard 1 hull. So when I built the model, I used that as a basis. I've never made a Leopard 1, so I actually had to sort of reconfigure my Leopard 2 to be the right configuration, but it does have the normal features that you'd expect from the modern armor that we've been doing lately. So it does have the functional suspension. It's kind of squishy. The gun's completely posable. The turret moves in all directions. In fact, it has a lot going on besides that. Opening hatch for the commander. There's a two-person crew inside this turret in the real thing. One crewman down in the hull for driving. We will provide you with one Ukrainian anti-aircraft gunner. He can ride up in the upper hatch here. The hatch is open. Unfortunately, I don't have a figure for you to show. And the hatch on the back, like on the real thing, that actually opens up. I assume that's just to get in, get to the ammo, get to whatever's stored in the back of this thing. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the weapon system. I'm not sure what goes on back here. I'm sure it has something to do with the electronics and the motors that run the gun and everything like that. So twin 35mm Oerlikon guns. They are gigantic machine guns. I think this thing can hold like 300 rounds for each gun, and you effectively get like 3 minutes of firing with a full load of ammunition. I want to show off some of the features that this has. I was having fun building this, and it does have some like turntable abilities. Like you can remotely pose all these, both the guns and rotate the turret, or do both at the same time. So just wanted to show off that feature. It was actually kind of fun to put it together, and a real challenge to get a technical challenge to get all that to work inside the tank. So you do have these handles that come with it. They obviously you can remove them, so that's not obviously hand motorized, but it is a fun little play feature that I put into this vehicle. Okay, one thing that you're not seeing on here is that we actually are going to 3D print a muzzle brake. I have some stand-in parts right now on the end of these barrels, but there will be a pair of 3D printed muzzle brakes. People have been asking if that was going to happen, and yes, it is sort of a late addition to this project, but I'm happy to say that a camera guy pulled through and made some really cool muzzle brakes that'll be added to this. The radars, of course, that you have a this is an all-around 360 search radar, and then you have a tracking radar that homes in on the drone or the missile or the helicopter, anything that you're trying to track. I believe the range on this thing it's a visual sight, so it can't really shoot over the horizon, but I believe you have about 10 miles of range on these guns. So it's a pretty devastating system, and it's been very effective. You see videos of these things that are being leaked out of Ukraine that have numbers of kill marks on the sides, and some of them are in the dozens of missiles and drones that have been shot down. Right now, I believe there's about 50 of these in Ukraine. and more are on the way. They're being pulled out of mothballs, pulled out of taken from places that they were sold to when the Germans and the Dutch had started downsizing their militaries. They're recalling them, bringing them all back, refurbishing them, and sending them to the Ukraine and there are ammunition factories actually starting up to remake or make new ammunition for these things, since they haven't been made since the early 2000s. So it's kind of a cool now thing, and of course the defenders of Ukraine are using this right now to defend their cities, defend their skies, and we are doing it as a benefit, an ongoing benefit. I don't have the numbers of the most current numbers at this point for how much we've raised and sent over to Ukraine, but it's definitely over 300,000 and counting. So thank you for your support. This thing goes up for sale tomorrow, Wednesday, the 2nd of August, and it'll be up for pre-order, and of course it ships in about 8 weeks. Your money now turns into immediate donation and gets this thing started. So we're looking forward to getting this thing out. Do want to point out that Wednesdays for the rest of this month will be drops. It's not on the calendar, but we will be doing restocks of some of the classic, I guess, the new classic Ukraine benefit releases, including figures, and maybe even bring back some kits. I'm hoping that maybe in the August 24th we can do a small restock of the Hind. I know it was something we said we're going to do one and done, but there's been so many people asking for a restock of the Hind. We're probably going to end up doing it later this month. So Gepard now, your money helps. Your purchase now helps. Keeps the defenders of Ukraine supplied with material, and then of course we appreciate your help. Thank you.